We're rolling. Just roll it.
Ready?
Just roll it. Wait, no, we're not. I'm ready.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hold on, Eric needs to adjust the cameras again.
Yeah, he does. If you could just...
All right, we're rolling on this one.
Good room set up in here. I like it.
All right, just try to stay where you guys are.
Should
we good?
Still like you're gonna.
start talking first, or you just gotta get right into it?
Good bounds.
No, just
Get ready.
get right into it. All right, ready, and we go.
Bring the action.
Bring
the action. All right, guys, we are back, better than ever. Feeling good today. This is episode 8 or something, and we have recently been on fire. That's all I'm gonna say.
We're coming off a hot
We are
one,
coming
baby.
This next one, it's a bit of a curveball. I don't think everybody's gonna love having him on. People call him the Swiss Army knife of people, and we're just really excited to have him on. So today we'd like to introduce from, not really sure where he's from, but Patrick Duffy. Thank you.
Snap it, snap
Take a
it.
seat. Thank you. Hey, Pop, just sit down. Just sit right down.
Man, the cut is looking fresh.
Shout out
Appreciate it.
Steven. Steve.
Swedes.
Sweets
Man,
Barbershop.
I went there when I was man. I was
My whole life.
Whole
My first
life.
haircut.
I would used to go there and they would bring you up. Like, how's Patty doing? I'm like, this is my first time here. I don't know.
Household.
Is the household name
there.
you?
They still
You're
give
like a
you
Swiss
the-
Army life.
NIL deal, working on one with Sweets Barbershop.
They still give
Just
you the-
put a sticker on my helmet.
Sweets.
Portland, Oregon. If you're ever there, Sweets Barbershop, they got you.
They still
Um,
give you the Tootsie Pops after.
Oh,
Yeah, when would that
I forgot about that. I think you might have to ask for that.
Yeah.
But that was
He would give you a pubes check as you got older, and if you had some, then no more pop for you. So,
Who is this guy?
so you were a bit nervous to come
Go
on
Greek.
today. You were a bit nervous to come on today. We had to reach out to you a bunch of times.
I'm a
And-
busy man.
Well, no, but you said you were nervous. Was
No.
your exact words.
No, you're
And the
putting
joke's
words.
on you because this is going to be an in-your-face podcast. We're going to ask you a lot of personal questions.
Okay.
So you should be nervous.
I'm not.
You should be, though, is what I'm saying. So
He doesn't even. He can't even speak. He's
Yeah,
freaking
you
out.
can't speak. So, how you doing, Patty? First off,
Great, man.
feeling good? You looking for college soon again?
Yep.
You look
tomorrow
great.
morning. Tomorrow morning at
Oh,
6
you go tomorrow?
a.m. Yeah, 6 a.m. is my flight. Get back into Syracuse around 5:30 in the afternoon.
Go Orange.
Syracuse.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't hear many people going to Syracuse
Oh,
around
no.
here.
No.
No, you
The late
didn't.
Eric Dungy
Don't know
from
who that
Lake
is.
Ridge. He went to Lake Ridge, played football there, and then played football at Oregon. Was a QB.
Don't know who he is, but
Nasty.
don't know who that is.
He almost kind of made it in the league. He was on like a couple practice squads.
He ain't
but
no Drew Bledsoe, though.
What about him?
Yeah, you're following a pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
you
big
actually have
guess.
one of the hardest. It's like you just got off stage after like the best stand-up comedian just went.
That's a great way to put it.
Is that a good way to put it?
Does it look like I'm phased?
No, this
don't
guy's
know.
a natural on,
But
on
just
the mic
be
and on
ready.
the camera. So
Be
what
re-
brought you to Syracuse? Tell us about that.
Just lacrosse. It was going through the recruiting process when I visited Syracuse. I saw the facilities and just being far away from Oregon and something new was
That's
very
what you
interesting.
liked? You wanted to get far away?
Yeah, it's something new.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And it was just I went to a football game there, which they're not insane at football, but it was that atmosphere and stuff. I wanted to go to a school where it was like big football, big basketball.
Good hoops team.
Yeah. Yeah, beat Indiana in triple overtime, I believe, this year. That was a fun game.
I love their hoop team.
It's fun.
They
yeah.
got some mellow baby over.
Yeah, they have the
Okay.
Mellow Center, and it's sweet. It's just like a bunch of
Wait,
Carmelo.
Melo went to Syracuse?
Yeah.
They call it the
He
Mellow
won it-
Center?
He has like a hallway, yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
They gave
Guys
him
will love
only
it,
a hallway?
I'm pretty sure he paid for it. I mean,
Just
yeah.
a hallway, though?
It's the hallway right next to the basketball courts. I don't know if he has more or not because I'm not in the basketball facilities, really. I've only
Oh.
been in there one time. But yeah, he was there for 1 year, and they won a national championship,
Yeah.
and then he pieced.
Beast.
Went on to
so-
not win a championship.
Yeah,
I think a
he
lot
was
of people
nasty.
are interested in your recruiting process. Because I'm serious.
Did you
I'm not-
pursue Syracuse? Like, did you like reach out to them, or did they come to you?
Well, it's like both. So when you go to like tournaments, on like a Wednesday and a Thursday, sometimes even Friday, I would draft up an email and look at what colleges are going to the tournaments, and I would put in like my name's so and so. I go to this high school. I'd say like how well I did over the year, what my accolades were, like first team, Metro or whatever, and then I would attach my highlight video and my schedule for that weekend. So just like I'm going to be on field 12 at 8 a.m. and 9 a.m.
Come watch me.
Yeah, exactly. And so I would send that out to every school that I was interested in on Wednesday and Thursday, and then Monday after the tournament, even if I didn't see them, I'd be like, thanks for coming and watching me, say who I am again, my accolades, my highlight video, and the other tournaments I'm going to. And you just put
Who was
that.
guiding you through that process, helping you along
That's
the
just
way?
kind of what we were told to do,
Well,
really.
you also had John.
Yeah,
his
like my older
brother.
brother played at Loyola,
Gotcha.
and then another one of my older brothers played at Virginia Military Institute. So I knew kind of what it took to get
You
recruited.
left
in the
Matt
sense.
out, Montana.
Go Grizz.
Yeah,
University
you
of Montana,
You
baby.
left him out.
So you grew up in a lax family, huh?
Yeah, we had a goal in the backyard, so that's how I got forced to play goalie, really. I hated it at first, but they needed someone to play goalie, and who else to pick on than the
Shout
short.
out the older brothers.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember Patty. Two things. I remember Patty would just have the biggest bruises all over his legs.
oh my gosh.
He's like, yeah, John was shooting on me outside yesterday.
He would like drill me, and I'd be on the ground, and he'd be like, "Get up!"
Yes.
Like you're the one who chose to play goalie. And I'm like,
Hey, they toughened you up. When did you first pick up a stick?
I was on a team in second grade. I played for Lincoln 3-4. I don't know exactly how old I was because I definitely was way younger when I was picking up like my brother's sticks and stuff, and I just didn't want to play baseball anymore. And my mom was like, "Yeah, you're not hanging around the house for too long," because she's like, "You got to play sports or something." And I was like, "Well, I
You
don't."
also were a bit, you know. So she was probably trying to get you out there and active, you know.
Oh
You know what
my
I'm saying?
god!
No, but this kind of gives a good segue into what I was going to
Oh,
say.
here we go.
I remember,
I have
like-
a good.
I remember, like,
Go Greek.
in like I remember in middle school, Patty would be like talking about like schools he was talking to and stuff like that, and I would just be like, because Patty in middle school you still were,
A little chubby.
you were the chubster. Funny. You've kind of slowly not been as funny the more you've lost weight, but back then was hilarious. And we'd be in class and we'd be talking about, yeah, I'm talking to Notre Dame right now or something crazy. And it would just be this fat little shit sitting in the back of science class talking about going to Notre Dame for lacrosse. So I guess it worked out.
My favorite was when I was like first starting the recruiting process. Well, so I first started early freshman year of high school, and then they made a rule change where you can't get recruited till end of or September 1st of your junior year. So when I was a freshman, like freshman fall, before I even played for Jesuit or tried out for Jesuit, I had a phone call with Rutgers, and I was 14 years old.
Dude,
and the coach asked me what I wanted to major in, and I was like, business. I was like, business.
I remember I was there when you got.
Do you love me, Matthew?
I do.
Honestly?
Yes. Secretly, but honestly.
No more secrets.
That was September. So
We were at a Mountainside football game in Jesuit.
So it was Mountainside versus Jesuit, and I completely forgot, like spaced on the fact that I was just paying attention to the game, and it was like 9:00 at night when we were still at the game.
Yeah.
And I just didn't even think, 3 hours ahead at midnight,
East Coast
it's
time.
East Coast, September 1st. And so I was like, I started getting like text messages and emails and stuff from like random numbers and like phone calls and stuff. And I was just like, oh shit, it's like September 1st on the East
Yeah.
Coast. And I was like with him
That's
and like some of
crazy,
our
though,
other
that they-
buddies.
right on the dot.
It was, dude, it was
I feel like I
sometimes.
remember you're like, I gotta step away for a sec or something.
Yeah, because I had to answer phone calls or like actually text back and like think about what I'm gonna say, and then it was like it would be like 2 a.m. I remember I woke up at 7 a.m. on purpose because I was like, well, it's gonna be 10 a.m. on the East Coast, and I woke up to
Yeah.
already like some missed calls and stuff like that, and it was weird. It was such a cool experience,
We got-
though.
Yeah, you were
Pretty
the
fucked
shit,
up
huh?
after that. That night, we got murdered.
What?
I don't remember. We probably
Ugh.
didn't. We were
What was
probably
it like being called by so many schools? Is that pretty surreal for you, or is it?
It was just like the cool something that heading into high school, I knew I wanted to play D1 lacrosse, so I kind of just focused all my time and energy into that and just didn't really play other sports. I played rec basketball or rec soccer for a year, but that was just to have fun. But other than that, I was playing lacrosse and working out every single day and just with a goal in mind to play Division I lacrosse.
So you got that work ethic.
Yeah, so when I was finally getting recruited, it was just like a whole like hard work pays off sort of deal. Because when I was younger, before the rule change, I was getting a little worried being from Oregon. I was like, they're not going to see me in time because people were committing like beginning of freshman year. And so I was like, if I'm not living on the East Coast, they're not going to see me play until this summer. And by this summer, a bunch of schools are going to already have goalies. Like, that's what I thought. And when the rule change happened, it was like a big relief. And so I just continued that whole thing of emailing schools and going to these tournaments and trying to make the most out of it, it was a fun experience.
You used to be traveling like all the time.
Yeah, dude, not nearly as much as some other kids. Like
More than you?
other kids would spend weeks and months on the East Coast. I would go to like 2 tournaments a summer on the East Coast and 1 in Denver, and those were like pretty big recruiting events. But I know people that were doing 4 or 5 tournaments and a couple prospect camps. Like, they would stay on the East Coast and bounce from like hotel to hotel, state to state. And
I was just trying to level up an H1Z1 during this time.
Oh my!
Yeah, so Aidan cut it.
Okay.
Aidan
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, what went
No,
wrong?
we
Well,
were
no,
supposed to
what's
be-
your deal, man?
yeah, what the fuck? We're supposed to be like a tag team, and we're like, we're on the same side. But then you throw. I'm actually a club lacrosse player at Oregon State.
Oh.
Was
Retired.
we're gonna take the time now to announce Aidan's retiring of Oregon State lacrosse,
Look, it was a great career.
leading scorer in program history in just 1 year.
Yeah, not true. You knew that too, and you knew that wasn't true. You're a dick for that.
Did you guys know each other before Jesuit?
Oh
Yeah, we went to middle school together.
We went to
John.
middle school, and I think we kind of knew each other. When did
Well-
you get to middle school? 5th grade, SJF.
6th.
You okay? So
'Cause
was that
it was-
Miss Lawrence's class?
Yeah.
You weren't there for Mr. Osborne.
No. It
Okay.
says Miss. Oh, you want to hear a funny story? So.
No.
Go at it, man.
So 6th grade, I get to school. Like I knew some people. I didn't have like a bunch of friends, and like I don't know.
Still don't.
I don't know who I was hanging out with, but I started hanging out with like Patty and Johnny.
Oh, is this when she
Oh,
told?
yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
is such a
This
low
is.
blow,
I'm now looking.
man.
This is fucked. This is
This
so
is
fucked.
such a low blow.
I'm hanging out with like I'm starting to hang out with like Patty and Johnny, and they were kind of like the troublemakers of the class almost.
Which we just talked out of time.
Yeah, like looking back at it, it's like what could they have really been doing that was that bad?
It's like, no, we were smoking doobies outside on recess.
Yeah,
Like,
no, you were like fucking pulling people's chairs when they sat down is what you were doing.
we're being regular 6th
I
graders.
heard
Yes.
St. John Fidget, especially the kids above me. Like, I heard it was just.
Dude,
freaking-
the homework load at that fucking school was more than I had in high school.
Just
Yeah,
a
no, but
circus
that was for
show.
like a semester, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Or
then
something?
all of
and then
mom-
the breaks.
My
Yeah.
mom went in and talked to him.
Oh, I think a lot of moms did.
Oh, I know I saw your mom there a couple times for different reasons.
Well, yeah, that was to get me out of trouble. That wasn't. We had a couple trips to the principal's
Yeah.
office together where I was just like, I just needed some backup.
Yeah,
and-
bring Shannon in.
oh
Well,
yeah,
So
Mama Bear to the rescue.
what happened was one day, like after school, like everybody left, and Miss Lawrence was like, "Hey, Aiden, like, will you stay by for a little bit?" And I sat by. I remember she sat at her desk, and I sat in one of the chairs. She's like, "I noticed you've been hanging out with Patty and Johnny a lot recently." She's like, "I don't want to see you go down the wrong path." And in my mind, I'm like, "Dude, like this is bad. Like I gotta stop hanging out with these guys."
And we've been best friends ever
I was
since.
like, "Dude, they really thinking back on it. How fucked is that?
Yeah.
That this like they're saying these kids are that
that same
bad."
teacher sat me down and said, "Why can't you be normal?" One time. yeah.
You had a target on your
Oh
back.
yeah, it was. I remember one time Johnny tripped me in one of the aisles of the seats, and I got in trouble because I made noise when I hit the ground.
It actually was so funny.
I ran to lunch one time with a group of people, and I got a detention.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then
Mr.
Harkness.
Harkness. God, he was a bastard.
Yeah, good
I hope
guy.
he's listening right now.
Are you?
You hear me? I don't know. He was just.
You should
I
just
don't-
send this out to all your teachers.
yeah, I'm gonna
I
email
mean,
him.
the GOAT was Deacon Scott.
Deacon Scott was
Mr.
the goat.
Olikas.
Yeah.
Mr. Albertine, you didn't have
I
him.
didn't have
Third
him.
grade teacher. That's so I went to St. John. I was at Cathedral K till like midway third grade, and then after Christmas or whatever, I think it was after Christmas, I transferred to St. John Fisher. And Johnny Rice and I sat by each other, and it took them half a day. So my first day, I sat by Johnny Rice because I knew him. And Mr. Albertini was like, yeah, you can sit by your buddy. Like, you don't really know anyone yet. And it took them a half a day to separate us because we couldn't stop talking with one. We were talking about, like, Halo Reach, like, Call of Duty. We were like, yo, you got an Xbox? And he's like, yeah, you got an. We're like, let's play after
Johnny
school.
was fat, too.
Yeah, Johnny and I went from the, round and then
Just super hot.
figured our.
Dude, you want to hear about my shadow day? So I go in and I shadow, and it was during a day of like, this is kind of a fuck story, but it was just insane for me. It was like a suicide awareness day. Was the day I went in
At St. John Fisher?
at St. John Fisher, first shadow day, and I get there and they play a video, and it's like about like suicide. It was the pork chops, and you know that pork chops video on YouTube
In sixth grade?
in sixth grade. And
That's heavy.
everybody starts bawling. Like, all the girls in the class start bawling. And I'm looking around, I'm like, dude, what is this fucking place?
I can guarantee you I wasn't crying.
You were tearing up. I'll never forget that.
Whoops.
No, but I was like, I went home and I was like, Mom, I can't go to this place. They're fucking whack jobs. Look at us now.
I mean, yeah. You ended up going.
So let's
Good
talk
choice.
about Texas,
Yeah, I was just there for
the
a while.
Lone Star State.
The Lone Star State.
That's what they call it.
Oh yeah, it is. It is why they call it.
So you leave Syracuse, you go to Texas.
Yeah, I went to my brother's graduation before, and then
Oh, from the
I went from
Army
Syracuse.
Rangers?
No,
Oh.
from Virginia Military Institute, and he's gonna be. He was being inducted as like an officer, and I think like second lieutenant or whatever in the Marines. And then that was like on Sunday, and then Monday was his graduation. So I went from Syracuse. I drove down to Maryland with one of my roommates, and he was like going to this big party at a school called Washington and Lee. They have like this big summer party at the end of the year. And Washington and Lee is literally right here, and VMI is right here.
So do they go over there and party a lot?
No, we don't go to Washington and Lee. He just went because he has a buddy on the lacrosse team there. And I was like, he told me, he's like, oh, I'm going to be near your brother like middle of next month. And I was like, when? My brother's graduation is the middle of next month. He's like, the 14th. And I was like, that's when my brother's like graduation starts. Can I get a ride with you? And he's like, sure. So we pack his car up. We drive down to Baltimore where he lives for a night. He drops off his stuff, hang out with his parents. We sleep there. Wake up the next day, drive from Baltimore to Lexington, Virginia, and then I have my brother's graduation, and then I fly out of Virginia to Texas. So I was there May 15th, May 16th, and then I was coaching for like 2 weeks. My internship started June 6th, so I was coaching and doing that.
Real estate.
Yeah, commercial real estate.
Commercial, not residential, because commercials where the big bucks are. That's what you told me one day.
What's Baltimore like?
It's interesting.
It is.
There's like
That's
some,
where my dad's from.
yeah. There's like some really pretty parts and some places where a lot of people have a lot of money and like really nice houses, and there's definitely a really nice side to it. And then there's also a really bad
It's
side
like
to
the
it.
third most murdered
Yeah.
per capita.
Like
or something.
downtown's a pretty sketchy area, and then
Yeah.
there's like the projects around downtown. So one of my older brothers went to Loyola, Maryland, which is in Baltimore, and he would always say, like, you could go 15 minutes down the street and to the right, and you'd be in a nice, really nice, rich neighborhood,
like
and
my
then you
grandma.
go 15 minutes to the left, and it's just
It's
like,
literally like my grandma. You can
crazy.
walk 4 streets down, and it's just like crazy projects, and then it's
yeah, it's a complete
yeah.
180.
It is pretty wild, but it kind of makes it cool.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's got a good feel to it.
Yeah, I remember when I visited Loyola, we drove through downtown, and I was just like,
Oh shit.
it was just like weird. But it's not something I'm not used to because of Portland. Like when I was in Dallas, there's not really many homeless people out and about like there is here, like homeless tents and stuff. And so whenever there would be like a homeless person like screaming or talking to themselves, I was just like, oh. And the other people I was with would be like, what is that? What's going on? And I'm like,
Don't worry about this.
Are there homeless people in Syracuse?
yeah, there are.
And on campus and whatnot? Because there's a lot of that in Eugene. And
Not like on campus, but kind of around like where our lacrosse houses are. There'll be homeless people like going through our trash and stuff. And then, I mean, there is some kind of like violence in downtown Syracuse and whatnot, but I mean, nothing's like Portland, really.
You have this-
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say after being in the East Coast for a couple years, like,
Yeah.
you a West Coast guy or East Coast guy? What would you consider yourself?
It's tough because it's like when I think of West Coast, I'm not really comparing Portland, Oregon to anything besides like you can compare like the Gorge and like Astoria, Gearhart, like Canyon and all that, but not Portland anymore because it's just like looked down. Whenever I say I'm from Portland to someone not from here, they're like, "Oh, really? Like, were you affected by the riots and everything?" And so I mean, the East Coast is really cool in the fact that I'm in upstate New York. It's weird to think about, which is 4 hours away from New York City, but I'm a 3.5 hour drive from New Jersey. And it's just like 3.5 hour drive from New Jersey, like 3.5 hours to Baltimore, 4 hours. I forget how long it is, but like everything on the East Coast is so much closer versus like if you're in Montana or Oregon and California, you could be driving in 8 hours and you'll still be in the same state.
Dude, I should come up this year and we should go to Cape May, New Jersey, and hang out there with my family.
That's where you went in the summers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you go this summer?
And Ocean City. No, me and Eric were supposed to live there.
Yeah, I want to go to Ocean City. I also
Ocean City's.
There's a
super
lacrosse
fun.
tournament that's there. That's really fun. I want to go to the Jersey Shore. That's a lot of fun. I heard.
With Snooki and the gang.
Yeah, I mean, me and Snook go way back.
Yeah. Nice. So how's the love life been? That was one of our top asked questions about you.
What do you mean? Did you post a
I'm making
question
that
thing?
up. No, nobody asked any questions.
Hey, Eric.
Don't talk. You can't talk to him. Okay, don't talk to him.
What?
I know. we should
Rogan
come
talks
in
to
for a
Jamie.
second.
Yeah, but dude, you ever see when like Jamie talks too much? Eric, you'll know what I'm talking about.
What?
He'll just give him a stare down. You want to sit in for a
What
sec?
does Jamie look like? I don't know what he looks like.
That's the whole point.
Do they? People
that
know what he
fellow.
looks like?
Yeah, you can look up Jamie.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome.
Oh, that was badass.
Corduroy pants, like it. That's good.
He got those at Goodwill with me.
Okay. Cheap.
Once a year I go Goodwill shopping
I
with
go with
Eric.
him.
Thrifting's great.
Yeah.
Talk about thrifting.
Yeah, you can find
Get
some.
me into it, man.
Yeah.
Fire me up.
Yeah, no, I have yet to still kind of do it, but like I have buddies that come back and they're like, I'll be like, where'd you get that jacket? Like that's a nice jacket. They're like Goodwill or like
Five shirts. for
$5.
$10.
yeah.
Like, that's the way to do it. to be
That's what I'm
honest with you.
saying. Like you can find some old vintage stuff.
And I don't even do it that much, and I know that's the way to do it.
Yeah, that artisan shirt doesn't look like you went thrifting too much.
That thing looks pretty expensive.
I'm gonna be honest. I went to H&M. I saw this. I'm like, this is probably $15. I don't know what brand this is. I want to buy it.
It's fucking good.
Yeah,
I like it.
I love
Yeah.
H&M.
Go
I
Greek.
Yeah.
I wanna
So
get out of your guys' hair.
okay, yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Come on, you
Thank
can-
you, Eric.
No. Do you have any
Eric.
questions for Eric?
Yeah, no, seriously. Let's dive into this.
Alright.
When did you start at Sesame Donuts? That is actually like
This is
the
our
number
top-
one
this is my
question.
top asked question.
Everyone
Yeah.
goes, Eric, how you been? And then it's like
How's
2 seconds go. You still work at Sesame Donuts?
How long has it
It's-
been?
Let's see, 5 years coming on.
That's a lot of donuts right
Dude,
there.
a fourth of your life has
But
been
look
spent
at my
at that.
figure. I think I'm doing pretty good
Yeah.
for 5 years.
That would be risky. I feel like every new batch of hot donuts, I'd probably want one.
You almost worked there.
Oh, well,
Yeah, that guy he didn't like get back to me.
I
And so I was-
Saeed.
It's a tough job.
Loyalty. It's a tough shot. This guy doesn't get the
it
donuts.
doesn't
out
really
fresh from
compare
either.
to Phil's Meat Market and
You don't
Delicacy
work there anymore.
right off
Those
a canyon.
fresh donut holes come out glazed. Raised.
But my maple bars are rarely fresh, and that's what gets me mad.
I might have to go get a donut before I leave.
Sounds really good.
Oh, you
now.
should. I was there this morning. I'll be there tomorrow morning.
Did your
Well, I'm
mom
gone
had a-
tomorrow.
We were at a party the other night at the Rices, and your mom brought out just so many freaking donuts.
She did?
Yeah. I'm
Did
like,
you,
You've
do
been
you get
bootlegging
so
from him
funny.
a little.
do you get us? You steal the donuts?
Oh, yeah, for our trip to Blood.
Whoa! Don't throw us into this.
These guys, Aiden's like, give me something, Max. I want my 2 maple bars. Warm, please. I'm like, I can't warm them up for you.
Well,
but-
you should be.
Well, if only there was like a box you could put them in to heat them up, like an electronic one.
Yeah.
Because once
We're on the road, man. We're
once
on
they cool down, you can't reheat them.
the, we're on the road.
That's a tough one.
Nothing
You're a
like a
dick,
good old donut.
Gas
though.
stations have microwaves, I'm sure.
It's not the same. When it comes out of
Hey
that,
man, what it comes down to is if you really want a hot donut, you will find a way to reheat it and make it hot.
Yeah, I know the schedule. When the fresh glaze come out, I'm ready.
That's when you know you've been working there too long.
What are your hours?
Is when you know
Are
the
you like an
schedule.
early morning to mid afternoon guy?
No.
4:30, bro.
I have to wake
That
up at
sucks.
4:30, start at 5.
So early morning. Yeah.
So I get up. Yeah.
What I just said.
Some call late night even.
No, that no. See,
That's
let's.
hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, no.
Hey,
I
wait
think
a second here.
I feel like once it hits 5 o'clock, that's early in the morning. Like
Well, but I'm
3
up at
a.m.'s late at
4:30.
night.
What
Do you think 4 a.m.'s late at night
I
or
don't
early
know.
in the morning?
No,
I guess when it hits 4 a.m. on the dot.
But
then
3
it's
o'clock, I'm like, this
early.
is still
Late.
nighttime.
Yeah, 4 a.m. I think
I
4
agree.
is
I guess 4
early in
a.m.
the
4
morning.
in the morning.
So 3:59, you're not gonna say it's late.
There's some 4:30
You're gonna
a.m.
say it's
risers.
almost. Wait.
No, you could be going to bed at 3:59. You're like, it's super late, and then wake up at 4. And you're like, oh, it's morning time. You know?
I agree.
I'm impressed that you can get up that early on a consistent basis, but
Well, someone's
So-
got to pay the bills.
So you wake up at 4:30, walk me through
I
it.
got
Two
the
jobs,
keys in
too.
my pocket right now.
You're telling me we could go into
I-
Sesame right now?
Yeah, I got the keys to the Sesame.
Electric.
Someone's got to
I'm
open
a little
up the
upset
shop.
there wasn't like a charcuterie board of donuts, but
I could. Oh, you did that for free, I guess. Yeah.
do you guys?
oh,
still,
you did that for
We
someone.
did get donuts
did
with
do
Mark
that.
Friel.
Do you guys still
For
put the
Mark.
plate of like donut holes and samples out there? 'Cause I used to go in there late at night
Oh,
and
after
just
school,
Yeah.
they would get mad because we would eat all of them, and then I'd be like, all right, I just want one donut now.
Yeah.
COVID kind of stopped that, but then we brought it back a little.
Yeah,
bit.
because that was a
Sesame
scary
is-
time.
I can't shit on Sesame. I was about to say it. What'd you say?
COVID was scary. Yeah,
get into
because
that.
the samples was gonna. Let's get into it. Wait, so hold on.
That's my
Stop
favorite
shying-
podcast comment.
Stop
Let's
sh-
get into that for a
Stop
second.
shying away from it. You wake up at 4:30. Do you shower? You go to brush
I
your
used
teeth.
to be the shower guy, and then
then you grew up and you just got a cup of
I'm
coffee.
waking up at 4:47.
Yep.
To get there by 5, so I'm kind of popping the hat on,
Pop that
put
hat.
the glasses, no contacts, too early for my contacts, and then I
Too
just
early.
hit the road.
Do you get super tired
so
by like?
sometimes
Has
there's-
anyone ever been like, hey,
Sometimes there are
Four
people-
Eyes, can I get a donut?
No, dude. I just
He
don't
wears
want-
contacts now.
He wears
But he said it
glasses
was
a
too
lot.
early.
No, yeah, I do. I wear the glasses. to
What
work.
kind of glasses
Oh, you
you
do
rock?
wear glasses
I
to work?
know, I thought I had them.
Jeez, 4 eyes. You gotta figure that out.
Hey,
I
don't
get a
call
lot
him
of
that.
compliments. People like the glasses. The
watch
glasses are a
yourself.
good look.
Watch yourself.
It is,
I've gotten that a lot.
especially when if your hair's up, you could look a little cute in the morning.
All right, let's get off.
All
the
right,
Sesame
Eric.
On
donut.
the
Stop stealing the show. This isn't.
Like, come on, it's always got to go Sesame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the COVID subject,
Yeah, sure.
you were a freshman.
I was.
So what was that like playing lacrosse during COVID times?
We were getting tested like 2 to 3 times a week.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
That does.
I,
suck.
And
hate,
then-
I hated tests.
With the nostril
And then
one.
no.
Oh.
You would spit in a cup, or there was one. No, not really spit in the cup. There was like a toothbrush one sort of deal. Like you uncap it, and it's like a white little swab thing, and you like get your tongue and your teeth and gums or whatever, and you put it in, and there's a little bit of liquid, and you shake it up.
Jesus.
Did your
and
team
then-
catch it?
I think some guys caught
You
it.
did it at one point because you had to move into that hotel.
I had to live in a hotel room for 10 days, even though I tested negative when they did a rapid. And before the rapid, our whole team got tested. We all tested negative, and I got tested again while in the hotel room, and I was negative.
So dumb.
So, they're saving the world by keeping us in that hotel room for 10 days.
When I was on Accutane, or Oregon State used to test us, but I would that stuff just dries out everything, so I get nosebleeds all the time. And I'd go in and I would do the swab thing, hand it back, just covered in blood.
Oh, man.
I'd be so uncomfortable about
Yeah,
it. And I would
we-
just give in and run away.
We would have to do the spit thing, and sometimes a loogie gets in there, man.
Ew.
Accutane was the worst. dude.
Accutane
That just
was the
fucks up
worst.
your system.
I forgot. Did you do that, too?
I did it too, and
Okay.
6 months was just like
Still hasn't fully worked for me yet, but,
worked
You
like
look great.
wonders for me.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look really good.
Yeah,
I think
COVID-
that shit probably messed up my liver big time.
You think?
Probably.
No, it really just messes
Well,
up
it's
the
like, what
system.
is it? There's like a 5% chance what happens or something. Isn't there like a slight percent chance something severe could happen?
Well, I think if you're pregnant, it can like just.
The pregnant stuff.
Well, it's
Does it do something to your
chemo.
liver,
It's
too?
chemo.
Like my lips would get super chapped. I can even get worse at the very start, but my nose would get dry. It's different side effects for people. Like it varies.
Yeah. When we would get tested, one of the days of the week was Sunday mornings, and during the season, like you really only have like Saturday night to go out, like one night a week in the spring. And so it'd be like 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. And so guys are literally, it'll be like feet of snow on the ground and guys wearing shorts and a hoodie and flip-flops because they literally woke up 10 minutes ago and just grabbed, And the coaches loved it, especially with the freshmen. They'd be like, oh, Duffy, you had a rough night last night? And I just, no, coach, just tired or something.
To get tested, man.
It was... this year you would get like randomly selected by the school to get drug tested and have to like spit in a cup, and that was like pretty annoying because I was vaccinated and boosted because we had to be for the school, and now shout out to CDC, you don't have to do any of that.
It's so nice not having to wear masks anymore.
Yeah, I mean some schools are still like making you wear a mask on campus.
Really?
Like USF, I think I was talking to James Porter and he was saying he has to wear one in class.
Sucks. Fuck, what was I gonna say?
What's been your experience like so far? Like, what's your favorite part about being a D1 athlete at Syracuse? Is it the amenities?
You big man on campus?
Like,
huh? You big man?
Do girls know?
You big man
you're
an
an athlete there? Like, does that help your love life?
You want to hear one of the douchiest things
Dude,
I've ever heard?
What
in
are
my
you
life?
saying
You
here?
wanna
No,
hear-
hold on. What are you
listen
about
to
to say?
You want to hear one of the douchiest things you ever heard come out of your mouth before?
What?
He's talking about how they would go out and they'd go to this bar. And it's a lacrosse bar.
No, I
don't
told
know
you
what
this
you-
is douchey.
Listen,
when I tell this
listen.
story, I
It's
go,
my podcast.
no.
It's my
no,
podcast.
When I tell this story, I go, hey, like,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna be
guy.
honest.
Who gives a shit? He told me that when they would go to a lacrosse bar, they would cut the line and say, "We're lacrosse players," and get in. I almost punched him in the face.
No, okay.
Are you kidding me?
First off, I told him, and I go, you feel like such a douche, but like if there's a long line, like we just don't have to wait.
They have this 20-year-old skipping probably like 100 normal people.
I don't underage
all because
drink.
he's a lacrosse player.
I don't underage drink.
Hey, playing the cards right, baby.
That's what I'm
Fucking
saying.
ridiculous.
And then, like that's just the way it is. And then, what was I gonna say? Yeah, being in something that's pretty cool. I like to eat food, and so there's it's like a grab and go. Just has like snacks, sandwiches, wraps, protein shakes,
All
bars,
for free.
like a bunch of food for athletes.
I've
Yeah.
always
Free?
been so jealous. Like athletes always get free food.
They- I mean,
So I'm like, if I had that, that'd be so
Actually,
nice.
one of the best things being a Syracuse lacrosse athlete, you get, I think all Syracuse athletes get it, a big parka jacket that goes like below your knees because
one
it
of the
gets
ones
so
that like
cold.
the soccer girls used to
Yeah,
have?
yeah,
those
but
are
it's like
nice.
super thick and it's a Nike one and it
those
has
are
like
nice.
Syracuse lacrosse on it and you wear that probably every single day
Oh,
because
those
it's
are-
so
I love
cold.
the Syracuse colors and like their jerseys
Orange.
are always so cool.
Yeah,
I've always loved their basketball jerseys. Especially.
Basketball jerseys are pretty sweet. Yeah, their football team has decent jerseys. Hopefully I think they'll be decent this year.
Yeah. So how's the team shaping up this year? What's your goals? What's
For lacrosse, I mean, just like as we're entering the start of the year, just welcoming the freshmen in, kind of getting them. We're helping them move in, getting them comfortable.
brotherhood.
Yeah, it's not really like high school where you're a freshman and the seniors are like, oh, like fuck you,
Yeah.
like all the like. I've heard stories of some colleges like that, but ours isn't. Like, if a freshman needs a ride and they ask you for a ride, you're not like, fuck off, rookie. You're like, yeah, I'll pick you up.
Well, everybody's a grown up. It's not like
Yeah, and it's also like, dude, you need to have a good relationship with everyone on the
Yeah.
team.
when does the season start?
Spring.
Spring,
So
yeah, it starts
so we
spring.
train all fall, and then we come back from Thanksgiving, and we have like 2 days or something, and then we go to Christmas break, and then we come back, and then I think we might come back from Christmas break a week early than regular students.
And check out this new drawer fridge. It is built into an adaptive modular cube, so you are able to configure it anywhere within the modular space here. Simply have it under your sink, as part of your bed, or couple it up with a lithium battery. Take it by your campsite.
and like no one's on campus, and that's when we have like 2-a-days and film and lift and everything, and you just like, you go to practice, you go home, you like sleep or eat food or play Xbox, and then you go to practice again, and then it's like same thing.
Is the campus pretty cool?
Yeah, it's not like massive. That's something
I've
that was,
never been there.
yeah.
I
I mean, it's something I looked for is I wanted to go to a big school, but not like massive, like Ohio State or Penn State, where it's like 50,000 or more or something. Syracuse is around like 15 to 20,000, so it's not small, but it's not huge. It's like right in the middle.
I think Oregon's what, 30?
Yeah, that's pretty big.
That is pretty big. Oregon State's like 20-something.
I like being bigger, though, because you don't see, like, the same people really around campus. Like, you will see familiar faces the older you get and, like, the more people you, like, become friends with. But that's the cool thing of it. And being on the team, so many people from, like, all over the country are coming. Like, I'm from Oregon playing with guys from...
That is wild. See, like, Oregon State, like, everybody's from Oregon.
Yeah.
Is it difficult balancing school as a student athlete?
Sometimes, yeah, because you'll have like a 6:30 a.m. lift until 7:30, and then you'll have an 8 a.m. class, and you're like,
so you gotta have good time management.
Yeah.
Do you get tutors?
God, it probably teaches you a lot.
Yeah, it does. Like a lot of life lessons. Like when you get done with lift at 7:30 a.m. and you're like exhausted and you just want to eat food and go to bed, you're like, I gotta go to class, and so you have to like catch the bus, go to class, and then you'll have like 2, 3, maybe 4 classes, and then we had an hour of film every day before practice, so you would go to that.
Jesus.
And then we would have 2.5 hours of practice, and then we'd get done with practice around 4:30, and then you would sometimes have a 5 o'clock class after that, and so you're just like, you're just drained by the end of the day.
Days.
Oh yeah, you get to class and you're just like shaking because sometimes you're like falling asleep and like leaning forward, and you're in a big auditorium sometimes, so it's time management. There's student athlete tutors, which I think is another huge thing because like a huge perk. I was in like pre-calc or business calc, which were tough, and I would just get a tutor for like twice a week for an hour. And then if
they don't do it for you, do they?
No, they like help. But if I'm like, I don't know how to do this, they'll be like, okay, so here's an example of this problem. Like, look at it and then apply it to here. And they like walk you through it.
Wait, it was another student?
Yeah, a lot of them are other students. And then there's also like just TAs and stuff that'll do it.
Do tutors at a lot of schools who tutor student athletes, and especially the ones who are trying to go to the NFL, is it true that they pretty much just do the work for them, you think?
Dude, I bet down south those football players are not doing a thing.
Yeah, I mean...
Because like, I heard from... I forgot who said it, but I think a couple pro athletes have come out and said, like, they know guys in the NFL who, like, don't know how to, like, read or write. Like,
I don't know about...
It's a small percentage.
Yeah.
It's a very small
like,
percentage.
I mean, was it UNC basketball that got busted for having players not even, like... They took fake classes, or they had tutors take classes for them.
It doesn't apply to everyone, but just a small.
No, but it is a thing.
Even though it's like, hey, you come here, like, don't worry about your
it
calculus
is a
class.
thing. Yeah, no, it is a thing, and they're also a lot of those players aren't taking calculus; they'll be taking like something else.
God, that's
something
the life,
easier.
man.
Yeah.
And
what the fuck happened to me?
So there's not pro lacrosse, right?
No, there is. So there was the MLO, which is the Major League Lacrosse, and then they transferred it into Paul Rabel branched out and did the PLO, which is
know that name, right?
What?
Paul Rabel.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not very.
So he did the PLO, which is the Premier Lacrosse League. So that's outdoor football field sort of deal. And then there's the NLL, which is the National Lacrosse League, and that's indoor lacrosse. So it's literally in an ice hockey rink, but it's like on AstroTurf or sometimes concrete. Smaller goals with bigger goalie pads, so like hockey, but lacrosse.
It's like hockey on your feet. There used to be a team here.
Portland Lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks.
Oh man, what I would do for them to come back,
those
just go to
fun.
those games. Yeah,
those were really fun.
They were good.
Do you want to do that?
I think it would be cool to say I did it, but like there's other things.
At least try it.
Yeah, I mean to say I reached the highest level of the sport you played, I think that would be pretty cool. But there's like other stuff I want to do after college.
Do most people like who can get to that level? Is it pretty short experience with it and they go on and do
no I think there's a lot of brand stuff you can do.
Okay.
So you like the top
but
dudes,
most guys are having 2 jobs though.
Yeah.
But I think the top guys can make it by,
and if you can get paid doing the sport
exactly I think that's why they do it.
Sense.
Yeah, and I mean if you want to live your life like in the summers, every weekend you're not playing, you're coaching a big camp.
Yeah.
Like you can get by
You can get
by
by.
doing that, but that's like doing that for your livelihood, like coaching camps and stuff all the time. It's just not very appealing to a lot of people. And
No.
I mean, some guys' careers are short-lived because when they get a job and when you get a job the first like 3 to 5 years, you have to have like your head down and you just like you're grinding it out and you're like making a name for yourself. And for people to go into their job for like the first year and just be like, hey, I need to get off Thursday and Friday because I'm flying out for a lacrosse, like my PLL game. Some companies are cool with it. Like, oh, you play that's cool. And then others are like, what do you mean you just got here?
Yeah.
Like, we need you to do this stuff. And so it's kind of tough. Like I
thought about it for a while.
Yeah, he was going to go straight from high school. And then he went to Beef Nation.
My knee.
Your knee.
My knee fucked up. That's fine. But go Beavs.
Go Bees. It is a Duck state, though. How you doing?
And the other thing I do want to ask you about is, and this is not trying to be a jab at you at all, okay?
It's going to be a jab.
It's not going to be a jab.
See, when he comes out,
No.
he
This
comes
was
out
actually,
like this.
This was actually not going to be a jab.
It's going to be a jab.
Catching up the podcast. Okay?
Low blow.
That's not a low blow.
That goes both ways. That goes both ways.
Well, look at me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, leaving me behind in the dark.
With-
Next thing you know, I find out through Instagram stories and what, not even word to mouth.
Are you mad at me for, replacing you?
But
I say that. I don't say that.
no,
like,
that's.
I mean, like, the way I think about it is, like, it's a substitute teacher, you know? It's not the same level. They get the job done in the curriculum, sure, but when people see it, they're like, yes, it's easy.
We did pretty
It's a
good
sub.
for ourselves.
Yeah, 2 episodes.
I listened to
We
them.
got like 1,500 views.
Quinn was my favorite.
Yeah,
Never
no,
had
that was
Quinn.
good. It just kind of put a damper in it when I went to school like 2,500,
Yeah,
3,000 miles
2,500,
away, and I really wasn't back home that much. And I mean, like we talked about
I think
doing
we
it
talked
over
about
Zoom,
Zoom.
but that's not the same.
Can you imagine if we were still doing it today?
Yeah, we'd be famous.
Probably.
We'd be up there with Rogan. We'd be biting at his heels.
So we're at, I think, over 40 minutes. I think we should wrap it up. Is there anything you want to tell to the people? Any things you're looking forward to coming into this year? How do you want to wrap this podcast?
That's
up?
it? You got nothing to wrap it up with?
I mean, just watch the Syracuse men's lax, man. You gotta support the boys.
Okay.
I mean,
Shout out Swedes.
Shout out Swedes. If you go there, tell Steve I sent you. I mean, yeah, I just got finished packing up.
Maybe
I
a
got
thank you.
early morning.
Maybe a thank you. Usually the guest goes,
You're
thank you for
welcome.
having me on.
You're welcome.
Okay. All right, everybody.
Patrick Duffy.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh, we still on?
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
No.
Thank you.
No, you don't. What are you doing?
Thank you so much.